Right, welcome back guys. Pull day. We have got Callum down. You will have probably seen him on the channel before. A few years ago now, I think. Yeah. Last time it was on YouTube. Yeah. It will have been. Yeah. So it probably was like half the size of what it is now. You will get to see him stripped off after the session, and you probably have seen the check-in that I did with him earlier at my house in one of the vlogs. So if you haven't, make sure you check that out as well. We've got pull day today. Now, I'm super happy that he's actually come down on a pull day because his back has been a huge area of focus. We have managed to bring it up a lot, but as always, work in progress. We can always do better, and we can always squeeze out that little bit more progress. I think in general, the progress that he has made has been fantastic, but I do think now he will continue to step forward because his life is in so much of a, I wouldn't say a better place, but when you have much less stress, you have a better job environment, your relationship's going well, which it always has done, but even now I think things are clicking from a life perspective, aren't they? Yeah. So when your life is clicking in such a great fashion, the progress is always much better, both in your fat loss phases and in a gaining phase. And we could definitely see that with the last diet that you did. Yeah. It was super smooth. I think it was like 8 weeks in total and your glutes were in. Easy, So we are expecting the same thing to happen now going into this prep. So we've only just started prep, still in a health phase, but we've already seen some good positive changes. So I'm excited to see how things look over these coming weeks as we push on. Pull day going down at Musclebound Gym. As again, thanks for hospitality. Let's get after it. Inception. Was it Inception, the film? Yeah. Isn't it? Today we've got Inception going on. Filming the filming. Right. Yeah, I'll do it. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Every time you send a video out, it's the best thing ever, man.
What's that, guys?
It's the best thing ever.
Subscribe, don't we?
100%.
Yeah?
100%.
I appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
Definitely, man.
Have a good session, yeah?
You as well.
Right, that's it. We've got a request from our subscribers. We're going to have to do a video shopping to get the food. So, food shop video incoming. To a pull over or two. Yeah. If we can get a little bit of blood in your lats without engaging your bicep, the second you go into a pull down or a row, you instantly get a little bit more tension going through the lat whenever you're rowing or pulling down, because you already have a little bit of that sensation there, which then combining that with good execution and good exercise setup, you're fucking nails on. Yeah. So it'll just allow you to keep that tension on the back so much more. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get it. And obviously planks as well. It's just more so to keep you mindful of your core, because that's a somewhat position that you need to maintain within your set as well. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So all these things, it's like, it takes us 5 minutes to do.
Yeah.
A little warm up, but it also benefits everything that we have in the session. Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
Beautiful. Let's go. Down in. Hard drive, harder drive for your elbow. Elbow down in hard, come on. Driving. Hard, yes. So, yeah. Core braced. There. Now go. Yes. Drive down in hard. That's better. Oh, I can feel that now engaging much more. Core braced. There. Nice. That abdominal brace gives you more stability so that the lat can actually engage fully. Without an abdominal brace, all this is going to be a little bit looser. So keeping a stronger brace allows you to be more accurate straight away. We've got the usual 40 grams performance fuel. That will keep me going through the session nicely. Sessions normally last around an hour and a half, 2 hours. So for me, intra-workout carbohydrates are essential. I do want to see a little bit more range, so lean back just a little bit more. There. Not lean back excessively, but you want to lean back just enough so you can get that elbow traveling down and in there. Just that little bit of difference. Elbow down into the pocket of the hip, good. Nice. Down in hard. A little bit more range. Push your spine back out towards me. So we don't want too much flexion, but just there. Now go. How's that? Great. Perfect. Keep that posture, maintain that posture now. Elbow down in, good. Perfect. Yes, sir. Wrap up. Pull yourself in. Using your non-working side hand, hips under. Bracing point. Sharp exhale. Let the air out. Core braced. Now go. While I can get away with a little bit less warm-up sets. We're already warm from the planks and the pullovers. So it's just a case of getting a couple of feelers, then gain time. Posture, remember, push that spine back out. A little bit more range, elbow down in, there. Shoulder comes down, slight the pressure. That's better, yep. Good. Let's go. Easy work. That's better. Much better. Easy. Easy. Okay.
Yep, come on, tap. Yes. Good. Easy, keep going, come on. Come on. Good. Come on. Yep. Easy. Yes. Good. Come on. You got it. Keep going. 1 to 10. Yep. Good. Come on. There you go.
Okay. Now, rep range on this, because it's a cable and it's quite heavy here, I do like to keep it above 10 reps. I think when you try to do heavy on this, you cannot stay as accurate. So the rep range changes depending on the exercise that I do, and it changes depending on the resistance profile of the machine as well. So you'll notice in your program, you've got slightly different rep range for certain exercises. It's exactly the purpose. Working unilaterally, which side should you start with? The weaker or the stronger? Always start with your stronger side and then force your weaker side to catch up. If you know your right arm is stronger and you know you can get 12 reps with 150 pounds, do it. If you can only get 10 reps with your weaker arm, this is where assisted reps can come into play, or even rest pause sets to make that weaker arm catch up. That's what I've always done, and I have managed to now have a little bit more balance between both sides, where I do not have a deficit in strength between my left and right side. Down in hard. Good. Come on. Big. Easy. Good. Strong. Happy fucking days. See, the pump isn't the goal, right? We don't train for a pump, but because you set up this exercise so much better, you had a much better connection with it. You control the end ranges. Good tempo, good execution. A pump is inevitable. So a pump is going to be a byproduct of you just simply doing what your job is, which is training for bodybuilding, which is, again, range of motion, control, tempo, time and attention, good execution, get exercise set up. That's all you need. Game time, next exercise. So we've got single arm seated row. It's one of the best rows I've ever used. Old piece from Atlantis, but it's insane. So let's get it. Thing is with this one though, exercise setup is ultimately what's going to dictate your exercise execution. So seat position, chest position, right? Your body position, your posture, even me moving over slightly to the right. All this is exercise setup. So how you set this up ultimately will make it super effective or not effective. Now with this piece and many other machines, you can make it as easy or as hard as you want. Today, we are going to make it fucking hard. But that's what I want, right? I could probably do 6-7 plates in this if I do this. Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do instead is this. Yep. Right foot into the bottom machine here. First stability point. Second stability point, chest pad. Third arm. Then we get locked in. This way, the output's so much better. And we can get locked in, full stability bracing, foot pressure down, and then we get locked in. Boom. Makes such a big difference. Move over to the side a bit more. Elbow tucked. So here we want to keep this neutral grip. So pause and drive down in now. Stick a little straighter. There. That's it. Posture stays. Nice. How's that feel? Maybe a bit lighter, or is that
working? Let's go.
Good. Come on. Perfect. Elbow in. Yes. I'm just going to guide you a little bit. Down in there. Lead for that elbow. Wrist straight. Down in. That's it. Good. Perfect. Well done. Good set.
More inside. Good. Yes, let's go. Come on. Good. Yes. More. Take it there. Come on. Good. Yes. Go on. Come on, then finish it now. Yes.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, let's go. Sometimes you're overreaching a little bit. Now, you want to stretch the lat fully, but look what happens here. This is full range, right? Then you overreach and you do this. So the shoulder lifts up straight away. A little bit of protraction through your shoulder is completely fine. You need a degree of protraction to fully stretch the lat. But the second your shoulder elevates, your upper back will come into it, rear delt, trap. And look, next exercise, that's what we want. This exercise, we do predominantly want the lat. So I want you to simply think, reach forward into the stretch, and that's it. Pause, and then drive the elbow down in, yeah? Perfect.
Match it. Yes. Yeah. Easy. Get off this.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Way fucking better. See the difference now, guys? This is full stretch without overreaching. Perfect range. His shoulders protracting, but not elevating. So shoulders moving forward a little bit, down and in. The lat now is engaged, entire set. Exactly what I wanted to set. Okay, do you see what I mean now, position-wise?
Yeah,
posture as well.
Absolutely.
For you, I think the big thing, because your shoulders are so dominant, and you do have massive clavicle width, you have to be very mindful of the position that you get into. Yes, slight depression, perfect. And it's nothing forced, it's just gentle.
Just, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mindful.
Yeah. And the difference there, you probably didn't even notice it as much until you actually felt your lat.
Yeah, absolutely. Whereas before, it just ripped out.
And it shows as well how wide you are, bro, because you're fucking, that's the width. That's when you know you're supposed to be a bodybuilder, when you look like that.
Yes. Huge. Come on. Yes. Yes. Finish. Come on.
Easy. Perfect. Now, when you first go into a training block after a rest, as you can probably notice, I'm taking my sets there, but I'm not really going fucking bananas. If I was to go bananas now, I'd be wrecked next week. So that's a big thing we had to learn with you. Have you noticed that now you don't need deloads as frequently?
No.
But not just that, but look at the progress you've been able to make.
I'm going to take time off.
Exactly. If you are unable to train, that's progress lost. So sometimes having that self-control to not push past and beyond failure serves so much merit, because there's more progress because you're able to train more frequently, but also better muscle gain, better strength gain, because you're not wrecked all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And only grow what we can recover from.
You can only do what you can recover from, absolutely. Right.
Yes. Keep this going. Good, well, come on. Come on, set.
That's a massive point.
Focus in the set.
That's a massive point.
Do you know what I mean?
So that's what I like to call is controlled aggression. It's a mixture of, and it's a perfect balance of having the right focus, the right amount of aggression, and effort. If you can marry your aggression with your focus and put it both into one and have the right balance of just enough of both, perfect scenario. Because in that way, you stay more dialed in with what you need to do. You're not just moving the load at the sake of all costs. Yeah, because when you get too revved up, you just fucking move it. And it's like, sensation doesn't matter, but you lose the tension. Tension does matter.
Straight away, my shoulders coming. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, so it's a great point you've made there. You've got to train with just enough emotion, but not where your training is fueled just by emotions. It's got to be a mixture of both, where just enough aggression, but maintaining focus, and again, control aggression. That's the key. I want to see what that chest pad feels like relative to your position. Hands, grip lower, I can tell you that for now, straight away. Grip lower, a little bit lower, right at the bottom. Okay. This should help. So you can drive your feet into me. How's that feel?
Good.
That looks really good, actually. Perfect. Good. Got him?
A bit heavier than that.
Bit heavier, yeah? We'll probably go 4 plates top then. Okay. Whew. Yeah. Right guys, recap the session today. Single arm cable pull down. More so targeting the lower lat. Single arm row for the mid lat. Now this exercise is actually going to be more upper back, trap, and even upper lat because of the angle at which we are pulling coming from a low to high plane of motion. So each movement here, guys, complements one another, starting with the lower lat, mid lat, now upper back and upper lat. The last exercise will be more so a hybrid of it all, but this way we are ticking off all of our divisions of the back, starting with the lower lat to mid, upper, and the upper back and traps. So it's a complete back workout with 4 exercises. That's it. Finish on tractions, finish shrugs. Shrug. Yeah, good. What's that? Easy. Get my wraps up. Get my wraps on.
Yeah.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, up.
Yeah.
This is the part of the session where I would argue you have to not only regain your focus if you start to lose it, but this is the part of the session where you dig deep even more. This is the part where each and every single rep counts. So you've got to make it count. This is where you see the difference between those who really want it and those who pretend. What happens by this point is people start getting the phone out, start flicking through Instagram. So if you truly want it, there is nothing else, nothing exists whilst you are in the gym. Just the sets, just the work. The only thing that exists is the work. Three, two.
Yes. 4. Yeah, tension on, tension, yes. Yes, there you go. Now you're in, come on. Yes.
huge part of progressive overload is standardized reps, right? For you to be able to get standardized reps, you need to keep your exercise setup standardized. So this is where I use my logbook for tracking weights, quality, reps, date, body weight, but also exercise setup. So whenever I come around to this exercise again, I know exactly what I need to work with. I'm not having to guess, I'm not having to find out. It's written down, that's what I'm doing. It's exactly the same every single week. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. It's like, they'll go into exercise without thinking and just do. It's like, that's all good and well, but you will get to a point where just doing isn't enough. You need to start using your head a little bit. 3, 2, 1, hop.
Do it. Yes, more to go. Easy, lovely.
Perfect. Right. So, normally, instead of that, I would do that. Just second shrugs on it after as well. So we are going to do one set of that, and then finish on shrug. So, straight set, fail, straight into shrug. Yeah. Perfect. Done. Whoa. What was that? What was it?
You're the fattest fly on your back the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
I just knocked it off. I don't know if it went in the bag.
You normally have 2 bicep exercises, don't you? You normally have 2 bicep exercises.
Yeah.
So, I'll do 2 with you.
Okay.
We'll do 2 sets on a high cable curl, and then we'll lengthen bias curl.
2.
Yeah. So the whole point now will be shorten range, lengthen range. That way we'll challenge the muscle both in the short and in the stretch.
Yeah, I know it's not on my plan, but it's always, when there's 2 exercises,
Yeah.
it's always short.
Yeah, always, always. That's the whole point of smart programming, right? You've got to tick both boxes.
Arms can never be big enough.
Exactly, so let's get it. So we finished our back training on the prime seated row, which is an exercise that targets your entire back, traps, lats, mid-back, upper back. There is no specific focus on that exercise. My goal is to take my back through the biggest range of motion I can possible. So posture stays fixed, core brace into the pad, and as I actually come into a stretch, what I'm actually trying to imagine is I'm trying to wrap my shoulders around my pecs. Pause in a deep stretch, again, not allowing for any of this movement. I reach forward, full protraction, and then elbows through and back, aiming to get full retraction of the scapula. So what I try and imagine is, as I pull through here, I'm trying to wrap my lats around my spine, getting full retraction, getting all my upper back and traps and lats. So the last exercise is more so a hybrid of it all. We finished off on a row which I was meant to do instead of the prime extreme row, which was the low row. It feels better, so the next session I'll just do all sets on that. And then we finished on a single set of row into a shrug. Now, first exercise for bicep is going to be the Nautilus bicep curl. One warm-up set done. Does that feel good for you?
Yeah, feel great.
Perfect. Now, the main cues for this exercise are super simple. Hard grip, elbow into the pad, and here, guys, all I'm trying to do is contract my biceps as hard as I can, and no overthinking of my upper arm. Upper arm stays glued into the pad for stability, armpit dug into the pad, and then it will curl through nice and hard. Pause, and then as I come into the stretch, I imagine I'm trying to push my fist up and away from my arm. Pause. Contract. The only difference that you'll see between rep number 1 and the final rep is the speed of the rep completely changes. As you reach a true failure point, that concentric will slow down, but the one thing that remains consistent is your effort and power into the set. Now, rep ranges for arm training, I much prefer to sit between 10 to 15 reps. The rep range is dictated by the exercise and how I feel within that exercise. So I will select a rep range that allows me to get a productive set with no connective tissue pain and allows me to stay on the target muscle that I'm trying to train. Bicep and tricep specifically are small body parts. In my opinion, they both actually respond much better to slightly higher rep ranges, nothing below 10 reps. Anything below 10 for bicep or tricep work, for me personally, leads to just connective tissue pain. And I would say my arms actually grow off very little, but my accuracy and internal stimulus is super high within each rep that I do, staying in productive ranges. So exercise number five-ish. Exercise number 5 is going to be his Nautilus bicep curl. Normally, I would only do one exercise for bicep because I generally only do 3 sets. But I am going to do 2 exercises because we do have Callum here for the session. Yeah, so we're going to get a huge bicep. Now, the way I will do this today is, again, it still will be my rep sets. So we're essentially going to do the same weight for all our working sets, and we'll aim to match the same reps as we did on the first set. Okay, do you want to touch it?
Yeah.
Hard contraction, pause, good. Full control over the movement. Now, the reason why I'm so against the use of momentum across any of the exercises is because the second you start to use momentum to move the weight, it's not your muscle actually moving the weight anymore. The second you start to use momentum, it's everything else around the muscle that starts to move the weight. So you want to try and aim to kill momentum across every single exercise that you do to simply stay more accurate and keep the tension on the target muscle, as opposed to shifting that tension away to the connective tissue or supporting musculature around it. Less momentum, more gains. Right, downward focus. Okay, now a few breaths and then match the reps. Perfect. Right, let's go to another one arm. If you do not have that specific machine available, you can actually do this exercise on the cables. Bracing point, starting on the working arm. You want to set the cable cam just above your shoulder height so that you can get into this position, upper arm stays straight. From this position, all you've got to do is curl through. And then again, as you come into a stretch, push the fist up and away from you, maintaining your contraction. So hard contraction, maintain and back into the stretch. And then the other arm, all I have to do is just swap around and get a job done. Okay, right. Small cue that I want you to use for all of your bicep training. As you are curling through, think about curling your pinky finger over your shoulder. You will be able to just get a much better contraction out of your bicep. Right guys, final exercise for bicep. This will be a lengthened bicep curl. So all it means, it trains bicep in a stretch. Set the cable cam the same height as your hip. So ideally, you want your arm in line with the cable cam. This way, the resistance will be the heaviest as you are starting in a stretch position. So this is where the resistance now is the heaviest. Then as you curl through, it actually gets lighter. So again, this is super easy to set up because you can actually do both of the exercises on the same cable station. All you do, take one step forward, lean into it, and curl through. Now, small little thing like flexing your wrist just a little bit will actually increase your ability to stay, I would say, connected to your bicep, right? A lot of people struggle with that mind to muscle connection, right? And I think a lot of it is part of the exercise setup and execution, yes, but there's small little things like flexing through your wrist that will actually allow you to get more feel into the bicep, and if you can feel something, you can probably drive more tension into it if you put more effort into your set. Now, one thing that people struggle with is the elbow position. On a free weight exercise like this, which does not have an elbow support, do not think about your elbow position. Do not force your elbow forward. Allow your elbow to travel forward slightly if it needs to. However, as a general rule of thumb, you want to keep your upper arm pinned into your lat. Then the only thing that wants to happen here is curling through into this position and then back into the stretch. You will see that in the working set next. Now, when it comes to sets, and rep ranges. If you are trying to bring up your bicep, I would be looking at training your biceps 3 times per week. Ideally at the start of your leg session, at the start of your push day, and at the end of the pull day. 3 to 4 working sets per session. 12 to 15 working sets total per week. Training in rep ranges of 10 to 15 reps. Now, if you're struggling for time, you can do bilateral movements, of course, but if you're truly looking to maximize your gains and get the most out of exercises and time is not an issue, then unilateral work is your go-to for all of your arm training. Callum's just said a really good point. When you have a good body part, it's easier to connect with, right? So if you could develop the same connection with your weaker body parts, what do you think will happen? Now, as much as a lot of the evidence-based guys say that connection doesn't matter, it does to a degree, and I truly believe that you can develop that connection through proper execution and proper exercise setup. And this is almost always the biggest missing link when it comes to weaker body parts, is you probably haven't actually found your exercise setup and your exercise selection that is going to allow you to have a great connection with that body part. So this is where you've got to play around with it, right? And this is why we've got an array of all these machines and exercises that you can use to target those weaker areas. First, fix your execution, then add frequency, then focus on progressive overload. Beautiful. Right, final exercise of the day, guys. Rear delt cable fly. I much prefer using, again, unilateral rear delt cable flies because it allows me to get into a much stronger position, and I do feel like I can get more out of my rear delt in doing so. Now, I am not on a time constraint. I can spend more time in the gym. If I had other responsibilities and I needed to be done quicker, I would do this both arms at a time. So I would do this bilaterally, but I have the luxury to be able to do this for however long I need to, right? So single arm is the right way. Single arm is the best way to go for me for the rear delt cable fly as well. Now, smaller body parts like shoulders, arms, I do feel like you can get much more out of these body parts doing unilateral work. So if you are finding that you are struggling to develop your arms or your shoulders, try switching to unilateral work. Adjust your rep ranges where you can actually maintain a great connection with the exercises, great execution, and maintain good exercise setup. And let me know how you get on. rear delt cable fly. For your rear delt work, ideally, you want to move from a high to a low plane of motion. This is always going to lend itself to actually recruiting all of your fibers in your rear delt. Your rear delt muscle fibers actually come down in this line. So if you want to get the most out of your rear delt, try to move and work from a high to a low plane of motion. Now, that is going to allow you to really, really squeeze everything out of it and give it the biggest bang for your buck when it comes to specifically a rear delt cable fly. When it comes to rear delt rows, you want to somewhat keep your upper arm higher. And again, still in an ideal world, you want to move from this plane of motion into this plane, if possible. So you can actually do that on like a rear delt row, but generally this is my go-to for all of rear delt training. I'm not the biggest fan of reverse pec deck. I do it sometimes just for convenience, but if I was to pick one exercise that I would always do for rear delts, it's definitely this. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, beautiful. All right, guys and girls, that is the session wrapped up. Enjoy that? Yeah? Good. Yeah, very good session. This is where I'm definitely super happy when I get a chance for Cam to come down, because he already knows how to train, right? He's a great coach, fantastic knowledge, but I always say, right, there's always something you can learn, and I am constantly learning myself. And I feel like even having Callum here, I can go over a lot of things that almost stays fresh in my mind when it comes to execution and all the little cues that I spoke about today. So having this opportunity today, it means a lot to me, because it allows me to really keep things fresh and keep drilling my profession, and more so keeping everything here as well. So repetition is the mother of skill. So more you repeat your training, better you get it. More you repeat coaching, better you get it. So it's a continuous process that keeps evolving. So final thing to do now, stretch, and then we're done. Here we go. All right, you going for some rounds, yeah?
Yes.
Very nice. You can tell you've kept up on your posing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. See, pictures never give you justice, I don't think, because of your structure and how wide you are, because you're going to dwarf a lot of people. Yeah, so do this again, but I want you, as you get into it, boom, hit that, then sit into it, and then bring that around. Yeah. See that? Look at the size of that now. Fucking hell. You look twice as big. Yeah. Nice. Good. Thing is, people watch this now, and then when you come down again next time, they're gonna be like, what has happened to him? Because a lot of people won't understand that this is like, this is the start. This is you in a health phase, yeah. I think. Like the difference to these shots now, man, is fucking huge. Yeah, nice. How much you come down this week?
Started what was this end of last week to 98 something. It's 95.2 this morning.
Yeah.
So
you have to let me know what your weight is in the morning, because if you have a drop, we'll probably pull back a little bit. Because I want what you're dropping, but not as much. You know what I'm saying, because you're not out of shape. It's just you're in a health phase, so you look a little bit softer. But I can see that because I've coached you for so long. Yeah. I know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so let's go. Just hit one more round so I can see. Nice, beautiful. Nice, good. Beautiful. Same drill here. Remember I said, that's it. Look how much bigger you look. Boom, yes. Pose big because you are big now. Good. Good. Beautiful. Way better, way bigger. Nice. And what I said, don't. There, keep them there. That's it. That's it. Good. Way better. Yeah. Sick. Big shot now, big shot. Shot with a fucking density. Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Fucking sick. Now do that again, but hold higher. Oh yes. Look at that shit now. Look, twice as big. Beautiful. Yeah. Solid. Nice. Good. Hips back a little bit more. There. That's the right balance. Way better. Hips back a touch. Nice. Good. 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 Beautiful. Juicy. Juicy. Very nice. Your body's going to be moving el rapido, so we are going to probably just slow it down a little bit of a high day, bit of a reset. I want you moving, but you know, it's got to be the right balance. Yeah, 100%, 100%. From next week, I'll probably have you check in with me twice a week now as well. I know it's only just started, but it's what's needed, bro.
Yeah, just move switch.
Yeah, 100%. It's not off season now. It's you know, as soon as I'm moving to prep weight and my guys and girls, the check-in frequency increases, and as he knows, it gets to a point where it's daily from like 6-7 weeks out, daily check-ins, and I work like that with all my guys and girls. So that's how you do it when you want to really nail it. You've got to pay attention to the details. So you've got to make sure that you catch things early. Like, you've got to communicate. Like I've asked him now, what's your weight, how things are moving, and then we'll manipulate things as we go along to make sure that we see the right response, just enough body weight coming down, but without getting carried away. And that's the whole point of getting on stage, making sure that we can get peeled, but not at the sacrifice of muscle build. That's the key, because there's a big difference between just dieting. A lot of people treat it like a dieting contest. It's not. It's a contest prep. The priority is stepping on stage fat-free, whilst retaining the muscle tissue that you've worked so hard to build the off season. And the only way you can do that is smart programming with your training, but also with nutrition and periodization of your deficit. Write it down. Right, so now with some magnesium. And then I'll eat the post-workout meal on the way home. Let the big man get dressed. It's home time. Guys, thank you for tuning in today. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you again soon. Please make sure you subscribe, like the video, and stay tuned for more content.